The River Tean has carved a deep gorge through the northern edge of Dartmoor here, and it's created this spectacular place. For a long period of time, access here was heavily restricted, and so it was like something that was hidden away. It's a real discovery, not only for people coming for the first time, but for me every day. I find the occasional big old oak tree that I've never seen before, or a big old veteran piece of coppice, and so it means a lot to me in terms of my day-to-day job, and I feel really privileged to be doing it. We're by the river here, and this is a fantastic spot for families, and this has been a beauty spot since Edwardian times, so people have visited here. But the gorge has been part of people's lives for much, much longer. The woodlands here were managed for 400 or 500 years for oak coppice, and that was used for charcoal and many other local needs, and bark for tanning. In more recent time, during the 20th century, the woodland here was converted to conifer. And so this place has been a really important factor in a lot of people's lives locally for a long, long period of time. And consequently, a lot of people have an emotional tie here and feel the place is a really important spot. You know, we need to take the greatest care when we manage this landscape. Ancient woodland is really important because it's a resource that can't be replaced. We can't plant a field of trees tomorrow and imagine that's going to be an ancient woodland in 10 years' time. And the reason for that is because the soils that have developed under those woodlands for decades, centuries and thousands of years are really key to actually restoring the woodland. This is a good example of how we're intending to bring the remnants of the ancient woodland back to life. This is an old coppice stool. It's what we would call a pre-plantation coppice stool. So all of these trees around this one were planted at a much later date. And what we're trying to do is find these remnants that are hidden away in these dark areas of young conifer. As we begin to remove the conifers, what we're trying to do is to slowly encourage light back into the woodland. And as we do that, the ground flora, which is essentially laid dormant for a long period of time, hidden away, will gradually become back to life. And a good example of that here is the foxgloves, which are gradually beginning to emerge after the felling that took place a year ago. In the spring and summer, we'll see the flowers emerge, and we'll see the foxgloves pushing up their spikes, and the butterflies and other invertebrates beginning to feed. And we're bringing back life to this woodland, and it's beginning to emerge now, having been locked up for 100 years.
This is an amazing place. It's an opportunity because it's a large piece of woodland which is stretching sort of down the valley, and we're working in partnership with the National Trust. And it's a real opportunity to do something very exciting here. We've got horses, a heavy horse doing some logging at the moment in the woods. That's a really lovely, sensitive way of managing an ancient woodland. It's very long term as well, and we want to bring people with us, and for people to hope to have an understanding of what we're doing, and also to sort of share in our passion and our stories of the woodland here at Fingal.
The problem with a lot of the crops here at Fingal in particular is they've been undermanaged for a long time. Unless we actually start to thin these, we'll end up with lots of tall, very thin poles which won't have much value. Thinning them actually increases the value, and it allows us to put timber into the local markets. We're coming in here, we're removing roughly 1 in every 7 rows, but whilst we're doing that, we're introducing more light, more native broadleaves will start to establish, and we'll see the ground flora slowly begin to restore. It's important for us to actually make sure that this woodland has a long-term economic future, as well as us balancing the needs for restoring the woodland and creating this more semi-natural structure in the longer term. At the Woodland Trust, we really feel that Fingal is a very special place. and we want to share the story of the restoration here because we feel it has a relevance to a great deal of woodlands across the whole of the UK. It's a really important place and it's a really important story to tell.